There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio1delacruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
"75 years ago, ADP was just an idea in the head of one man. Today, it is so much more. The year is 1949. The town, Paterson, New Jersey. Despite a struggling business environment, Henry Taub sets out to build a company that would eventually transform businesses all over the world. With nothing more than $6,000 and a single client, Henry launched automatic payrolls in a small office above Grinker's ice cream parlor. And there, it would grow and innovate in ways that would change the world of work forever. As technology evolved, ADP evolved with it, bringing about many firsts and milestones that would go on to shape how businesses operate today. And as the company expanded, so would the dedication to design forward-thinking solutions for tomorrow's tasks. From one client and $6,000 to 1 million clients worldwide, generating over $18 billion in revenue annually and approaching 50 years of growing dividends. These achievements are no surprise when you have 63,000 dedicated associates rallying around one purpose: designing a better way to work. With initiatives like the ADP Research Institute, Innovation Labs, and ADP National Employment Report, we continue to push what's possible for our clients. It's no wonder ADP has earned its place as a Fortune 500 company that's been recognized as one of the world's most admired companies 18 years in a row. And thanks to the hard work of our associates, Fast Company listed ADP both as a brand that matters and one of the best workplaces for innovators. A lot has changed in the world of business over the last 75 years.
This is going to wreak havoc on overtime approvals.
One thing that hasn't is our commitment to lead the way with products designed to be smart, easy, and most of all, human. Something that's only possible with clients that drive all of us around the world to be better every single day. There is no one more prepared to create a better world of work than us, and we're just getting started. Because in the next 75 years, the possibilities are endless.
Wondering how you can become your best at any stage of your career? Start here. At EYGDS Philippines, we begin with a strong foundation to equip you with the right mindset, skills, and leading-edge technology to pursue the career of your choice.
As a former intern, I wanted to work where I would learn a lot while figuring out my career path, and later pursue that path I decide on.
Then provide continuing education and a global community for countless opportunities to find your place and maximize your potential.
It's a challenging work environment that helps me gain additional qualifications, continuously teaches me skills, and gives me a chance to figure the challenges out. It's like a gateway to super diverse and inclusive network of like-minded people. Lots of opportunities to work and collaborate with people internationally.
EYGDS Philippines supports your personal and professional development at every stage with flexible work arrangements that best suit you.
You tend to think about the more important things. I appreciate the stability and the package and benefits that EYGDS Philippines provides, especially while raising a family. Working from home and spending time safe from the commute with my loved ones is very rewarding.
To build a better workplace, EYGDS Philippines strives to build a better working world. Our legacy is to share our greatest knowledge resource, our people.
You ask yourself, how do I give back to something that has given me so much? My answer? Teach. I owe my success to my mentor, and the best way to say thank you is to pay that legacy forward.
At EYGDS Philippines, we provide tools to build your career, life, and legacy. The exceptional EY experience. It's yours to build.
Envision a life of purpose, a life of passion. Imagine having the freedom to live your best life. Wells Fargo believes in what you want to be. Wells Fargo lets you be the best you.
I like the thrill of riding bikes. I like the speed, the exhilaration. Wells Fargo fuels my passion for my craft, and I bring the same unwavering enthusiasm into my work. I find balance in career and life at Wells Fargo.
Learning a new language allows us to connect with more people, bridging our gap and reaching more diverse groups of customers. Being part of a company that wholeheartedly fosters growth for both customer and every individual at Wells Fargo is truly invaluable.
I am passionate about work and serving others. I am grateful to be in a place where I can do that. Wells Fargo is a company that strongly supports a life of doing. Volunteering, empowering employees such as myself to make a positive impact on people's lives beyond the workplace. Living with a purpose makes me feel stronger and inspired.
I lost my job overseas during pandemic. Little did I know it would lead me to something even greater. By joining Wells Fargo, I found a remarkable opportunity environment to work, grow, and study while staying close to my family. Now, I can say I am truly home.
I believe that success takes various forms. It is not just about the job title. It's all about empowering your team to thrive and unlock their full potential. That's what makes me truly happy and fulfilled.
Being hearing impaired and being part of the LGBT community has its challenges. I am glad to find my place in a company that is truly inclusive and embraces diversity from its people, facility, and technology. From the time I applied to Wells Fargo, I knew I was in the right company. A company that recognizes me not just for what I can do, but for who I truly am.
Being a mom is a commitment and takes priority over many things, including work. I had a challenging pregnancy with my second child and had to stop working for a year. I worried how this break would impact my career. Looking back, I'm happy that I was able to focus on my family at that time. Wells Fargo welcomed me after my career break and gave me the support I needed when I returned to work.
Being able to do the things that I love doing outside of work and being able to stand for something that I believe in make me feel complete as a person. Diving, doing underwater photography, taking on leadership roles at Wells Fargo make me an empowered woman. These are the things that fuel my passion.
Wells Fargo recognizes who you are, motivates you to reach your goal, and helps you fulfill your dreams. Grow your career in a company that allows you to thrive and find a true sense of fulfillment.
Denso creates vehicle essential technologies. You might think that vehicle technologies have nothing to do with you. But if vehicles did not move, buses and taxis would not come, and ambulances and fire trucks could not respond to emergencies. If there were no deliveries by truck, there would not be rows of products in supermarkets, and goods bought over the internet would not be delivered. Denso supports the lifestyles not only of people who drive, but also of people who don't drive. For instance, through its systems that check the road ahead and technologies that keep watch around cars, Denso enables society to keep safely on the move, anytime and anywhere. By systems that make the air they expel cleaner than the air they take in, and smart use of energy, Denso is also helping to preserve the environment for generations to come. To everyone around the world, Denso's craftsmanship produces things of value.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second part of the Jobzone80.com 2025 Marketing Live event with Rizal Technological University. Today, we're excited to welcome speakers from Ernst & Young Global Delivery Services, TTEC, and Kooapps Philippines. To kick things off, let's begin with an opening prayer followed by the singing of our national anthem.
Here
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiging, kailas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingin, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhabit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon, RTU students. I'm Keisha Arceo from jobs180.com, and we're live on our Facebook and YouTube channels, welcoming you from your campuses.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiging, kailas ng sinakanan, alam ng
And we do apologize about that technical issues there that we have. But once again, konnichiwa minasan. Watashi wa Kisha Arceo from jobs180.com, or in English, good afternoon everyone. I'm Kisha Arceo from jobs180.com. And again, we're live on our Facebook and YouTube channels, welcoming you from your campuses and homes. And before we start, we would like to invite everyone to comment down your name, your year, and your course into the comments section, and invite your friends and your classmates to join us for this afternoon session. So kindly share this live event with them. And thank you so much for sending in those heart reaction and like reaction. And I think that I don't need to put that to test, because I think our RTU students is active and alive this afternoon. So to formally start the session, I would like to officially welcome you to today's session, or this afternoon session, on behalf of Rizal Technological University and Engineer Armando Matias, together with the Cooperative Education Center Office. And we hope that you are excited to join us as we explore and check out valuable career insights and tips for the following topics that we're going to discuss. So once again, please comment with your name, year, and course. And if you have questions during the talk, feel free to type them in onto the comments section, and we'll address them later after the presentation of each speaker. So again, guys, don't forget to tag and share this event with your friends and classmates. So here are today's discussion topics for the afternoon session. We have here the first topic, Sustainability and Renewable Energy by Ernst and Young Global Delivery Services. We also have Technologies in the Making by TTEC. And lastly, we have Workplace Etiquette and Disciplines by Kooapps PH. So wow, we've got some great topics for today's session, or the afternoon session. And don't forget again to comment your name, year, and course. And I hope everyone is also excited to hear from our speakers. And a big shout out to those who are already here. So make sure that your classmates know that we are live for the afternoon session. And this is your chance to ask anything before stepping into the world of work. So don't forget to also send in your questions through the comments section, or email us, or send us a message to our Facebook page. To our audience, sit back, relax, and let's all #learn together as I introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker will be discussing sustainability and renewable energy. Okay, let me just share our speaker's information here. And we do apologize for some technical difficulties that we are having here. So that is one concern that we are currently facing and working on in the Philippines. You know. Okay, so guys, again, join me in as I introduce our first speaker who will be discussing sustainability and renewable energy. Our first speaker has over 25 years of experience in learning and development, working with organizations at all levels. For the past 8 years at EYGDS Philippines, he has partnered with professionals and leaders in tax, consulting, and assurance or audit to enhance future skills in AI and sustainability. He previously served as a leadership and management training manager for East Asia at GP Strategies and worked with HSBC Global Service Centers across 7 countries on leadership development. Wow. So, a psychology graduate from the Ateneo de Manila University, Sir Dennis is a certified facilitator for situational leadership 2, MBTI and TRACOM or TRACOM, social style and versatility outside work. And he enjoys tabletop games and spending time with his 2 kids. Let us all welcome the Talent Development Assistant Director and Talent Team GDS Philippines of EYGDS, Mr. Al Dennis Supetran. Sir Dennis, good afternoon.
Let me wait until I come on screen. There you go. Hello, Keisha. Good afternoon. And
Good
also good afternoon
afternoon,
to all
sir.
our Rizal Technical University students. I was looking through the chat, so we have a lot of engineers and future engineers. We have architects and also IT professionals. So very, very good spread in terms of our participants for this afternoon.
Yes, that is right, sir. So, I'm going to put your presentation on the stage now, sir, and I'll be joining you after 20 minutes of talk for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir Dennis.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Keisha. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to our faculty and staff as well who is joining this event. Again, from a sustainability perspective, we do work with energy companies, but I think, given the wide variety and diversity that we have in terms of our students nowadays, we also made some adjustments to share a little bit about EY GDS Philippines and how we have been tackling sustainability and specifically upskilling and awareness building in EYGDS Philippines. So, what most of you may not know, EYGDS Philippines is part of the EY brand, where it is part of the big four or four of the biggest accounting and professional services firms in the world. Not only do we have services in tax and assurance, but we also have a very, very big portfolio in terms of our consulting services. And this is where, again, if you look at the traditional green skills and the green industries, even sustainable energy, we do have our clients that are involved in those, and we have our professional servicing and helping support those. But, as time went by, one of the key things and key realizations that EY had as a firm, and this includes EY GDS Philippines, is that it's not just important for us to focus on those industries that are traditionally part of sustainability or those green industries, but really making sure that when we look at the principles of sustainability, right, and this is our ESG. It's not just a responsibility to focus on those professionals in those green industries, but rather for all of our professionals, whether you're supporting, our clients in tax, in consulting, in assurance, or even in our various services that we support here in the Philippines. So when we take a look at ESG, so this is the environmental, social, and economic dimensions, and that's why when we look at some of the courses, and later you'll be able to see how wide and how deep EY has created a structure for uh, embedding sustainability and the principles of sustainability in all of the work that we do. And by doing so, we hope to empower really the teams with the strategies, the tools, and solutions essential so that they can guide their clients towards sustainable choices. Because we believe that, it's not just enough for our clients and for our staff to provide solutions that work for our clients, but we need those solutions to be sustainable as well, especially given that, again, from a world perspective, we're at precipice in terms of a lot of changes, not just in the realm of technology, but even from an environmental perspective. And that's why creating that awareness and embedding the skills, the knowledge, and the attitude and also the desire to provide or create sustainable solutions is important for EY. And that's why when we take a look at EY, and this is where you can really see how EY helps support all of our professionals, right? Um, when we take a look at the options available to them, we give them options as small as courses. So, for example, EY GDS Philippines, we have and we're able to leverage our partnerships with our worldwide partners. So we have partnerships with two of the largest online courses or online providers, specifically Udemy and also for Coursera, right? And just between those two, we have over 5,000 courses already available. So when we have, staff from our tax teams, our assurance, or even maybe part of my team, right? In my case, I've also looked at some of the sustainability related topics, right? For example, in Udemy for Business, we had one that was focusing on the basics of sustainability. How to learn it and how to be able to simplify the language, right? There's even technical courses on foundations of ESG and sustainable finance, right? So again, you have those individual courses on one end. Now, on the structured end, and this is where again, how EY would like to ensure that the learning, right, the opportunity that our team members have, uh, isn't just head knowledge, meaning they learn about green sales, they learn about what do we do, and that, and then they go back to their day-to-day work, right? We have what we call our badges program. So with our badges program, there's a three-step process that people have to go through. So one is, of course, they need to complete a certain number of learning. So most of our badge levels, and you can see it here on the screen, we have it from learning all the way to platinum levels. So basically, what people need to do if they want to progress from learning all the way to platinum level is really three things. So, one is learning the material. So, out of the 5,000 courses, let's say for sustainability, EY has actually collated and gotten the most significant and the most updated ones to be put as part of the EY badges. Once a person completes the EY badges, they now have an opportunity to put what they learned in action. And I think this is what's very, very important. So, like what I mentioned, EY doesn't want just people to learn about sustainability, to learn about those green skills, but also to ensure that these are put into action. And that's done through the application. And all throughout that process, from learning all the way to a project, the third piece that completes the EY badges is really the coaching. So all individuals, whether you're a staff level, whether you're a manager, whether you're the lead like myself, or even our location leader for the Philippines, Dencho Decino, um, regardless of what level you are in the organization, when you undergo badges, you're supposed to be helped by your counselor or by your leader, right? And that, I think, is what makes that journey very fulfilling for a lot of our individuals. And to date, and this is where you can really see, there have been 365,000, and this is for the global population of EY, which is close to half a million. I believe it's like 400,000 plus individuals already, right? Even at our highest levels, we have 15,000 badges that have already been earned by our partners, executive directors, and directors. And so you can see again, the commitment to learning at all levels of the organization for this. Now, let's take a look. And because we're talking about sustainability, what could be in store for you should some of you, again, have that desire and want to explore your global opportunities here in EYGDS Philippines. So the sustainability badge is available for everyone in the organization. Case in point, we had a new hire group of 100 people that joined us just last week. This was July 21st. And again, even with those individuals joining EY, there were already some that were looking forward to taking up their EY badges. So here you can see from a sustainability perspective, we aren't just focusing on one aspect of green skills, right? We're looking at different different sectors and different sections of our society, of our industry, where people can put this knowledge into their day-to-day work. So we have a badge that's specific for climate change. We have a badge and two badges. So it's available at bronze level and also silver level, as you can see in those small icons, creating long-term value through ESG. We have the circular economy. So this is an awareness module where when we take a look at economic principles, how economies around the globe work, where some of the clients that we may have may be big contributors to that country's economy, how do we help provide additional options for them to make that economy circular, right? We also have impact entrepreneurship. So what does impact entrepreneurship differ from other entrepreneurship endeavors? Here in EY, we differentiated entrepreneurs into impact entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs. So impact entrepreneurs are unique in that these are individuals, these are up and coming business owners, right, that are looking to have a specific impact in the environment, in society, and in the communities that they work in, right? So we have several tie-ups actually with non-government entities to help support impact entrepreneurs. And even from a global perspective, we have EY or global events that focus on impact entrepreneurs and highlights EY's commitment to that globally. So there's like uh, uh, events that happen on a yearly level, and these focus and highlight impact entrepreneurs, not just from a Philippines perspective, but it's also from other countries as well. The other one is responsible and inclusive business. And here you can really see that again, it's not just teaching business skills, it's not just making the knowledge and the networks available, but really how do we make it inclusive and sustainable. And the last one is, of course, what most of you may be aware of is what's called sustainable finance, right? So these are just some of the sustainability badges that are available for individuals. We have certain teams that are focused in the field of sustainability as well, from our consulting teams in the field of technology and energy. We also have teams that are doing sustainable finance auditing in our audit teams, right? Now, moving on, when we talk about what's the last step, right? So you take up EY badges. So that's again another extensive experience because whether you're at bronze level where a 50-hour engagement is required, when you go up to the silver and bronze, the number of hours that you're supposed to be spending on the project, right, goes up to around 80 to 120 hours. The last piece that really highlights, EY's commitment to creating professionals that aren't just, the leaders in their respective fields in tax, consulting, or even in audit and assurance, but professionals that really have sustainability at their heart, right? As part of their, again, personal goals and also their ethics. We have an opportunity, and this is a long term partnership. So, EY, and if I remember correctly, it was way, way back 2018, EY partnered with an international business school, and this business school was called HALT International Business School. So with HALT, What they did was they created a partnership, and we had the opportunity to provide master's degrees for all EY employees. Right? So one of those master's degrees is actually in sustainability. So when we talk about master's degree, right, and some of you might be looking forward to that once you graduate because you want to immediately build up on your academic credentials, right? And some of you might be familiar or maybe even have friends or relatives that are taking up master's degrees at this point. So some of them you might see them, having to go to the university in the evenings or on the weekends, or even join virtually. So here in EY, the partnership with Halt International Business School, because all of the participants, the students in these masteral batches, are coming from other parts of the globe, from other EY entities across the globe. They are all meeting virtually. So this again, provides that additional flexibility in terms of really having and being able to have choices, right? Do I have to go through, let's say, for example, do I have to go to a physical location, or can I have take it from home? Oh, I have a meeting or a gathering that I need to go to in the weekend, but we have another meeting for this masters group. Well, guess what? If there's an internet connection there in the location where you need to go to, you can take up your or you can continue your master's degree from there, right? So the point of it is really, how do we equip our professionals with the skills and knowledge necessary so that they can embed those practices and strategies. And I think that's where we're really, and where you can see the commitment. So whether you're looking at just, one-off courses to learn about sustainability, or you want to go the full spectrum or the full 9 yards and get a full master's degree in sustainability. And please take note, Halt International Business School is one of the few international organizations that are triple accredited, and these are three of the largest professional organizations that accredit masteral level degrees across the globe, ranging from Europe, right? And this is the European Union ECIS program, right? Group, and all the way to the US based group that recognizes master's degrees. And that's why when you take up this opportunity in EY, um, that degree stays with you forever, right? So even if you leave EY, that degree has been awarded to you by Halt International Business School, and that's recognized globally as well. And I think one other thing to take note is that the first EY master's degree, because I mentioned earlier, all EY employees have an opportunity to earn a master's degree. There's actually three. So aside from sustainability, we have an EY master's in a full-fledged MBA. So this is a master's degree in business administration called EY Tech MBA, and we also have uh, another one for analytics, right? So when we take a look at the EY Masters in Sustainability, so you can see here there are several badges that people have to go through. So it's not just a matter of like, okay, I learn everything there is to learn about sustainability, and that's it. So whether you're coming from tax, whether you're consulting, whether you're an engineer, right? These are the things that they are focused on and making sure that they get. So for example, sustainability, these are the available batches. And then group two, they have to go through business and technology badges. And these are focusing on financial planning and analysis, delivering transformation. So you can see that, individuals are just, focused on their immediate skills, but are also learning additional skills so that when they work with their clients, they're able to really provide sustainable options for these clients, not just what they are receiving from that individual or from that group in EY at that point in time. So even AI is actually included in the sustainability badge. Why? Because again, AI is such a powerful tool, whether it's, doing analysis for trends or weather, right? So, for example, some of you may have seen how AI is being used by farmers across the globe to forecast the weather. So that way they know if there's an change in the environmental factors. Do they need to harvest their crops earlier, right? Or even for some of the mapping tools. I think, if I remember it correctly, there were already AI bots that are being used by shipping companies to continuously analyze and provide updates real time to ships crossing the ocean, so that they can go ahead and choose the best routes and avoid locations where maybe there's bad weather, rough seas, etc. Right? And once people finish all of these respective badges, that's the time that they're able to apply and be part of a batch of individuals across all of EY, across the globe, and go through additional mentoring, and this is where the more traditional experience of going through a master's degree comes in. So they have instructors and professors from Halt International Business School that come in and joins them for virtual sessions. Once they are able to create their capstone project as a group, and that's going to be part of their overall journey, right? And like what we mentioned, the first master's degree that individuals gain in EY, all of the associated costs, right? Matriculation, examination fees, etc. All of that is actually borne by EY. So the person, and what I usually challenge our new hires is, the only question is how much of their own time and effort are they going to be willing to put in. Right. And I think that's the invitation that I have for each and every one of you. So if you're really looking to build yourself as an engineer, as an architect, as IT professional, and how do you embed and put in sustainability in your respective professions, please consider joining EY as well. We have a lot of opportunities, not just for our traditional, our traditional services and teams where we have a lot of demand for, like for our accounting professionals, right? But we also have a lot of open positions as well for our other teams. So we hope that you join us. Later, we'll share on screen the link to the Jobs 180 site. So it's jobs180.com/EYGDS. Right? And to give you an idea of how much and how many individuals have already taken up, and this is just a snapshot from EYGDS Philippines as well as across EYGDS. So EYGDS Global Delivery Services is a shared services organization of EY. So we have offices around the globe. We have offices in Spain, Poland, India, Sri Lanka, Philippines, China, Mexico in North America, as well as Buenos Aires in Argentina. There you go. So we have our offices in Argentina. And all of those individuals across GDS, 11,000 have already been initiated, meaning they've started. There have been almost 6,000 badges awarded already. 22 master's degrees in sustainability have also been initiated. And in particular, we've had 10,000 learning hours. So this represents 10,000 learning hours just within the last fiscal year alone. So for some of you that are not familiar, fiscal years run from June of every year to July of every other year. So the data that you see here is just from June of last year until July of this year. So again, we have a large appetite, a large number of individuals that really are, looking to go beyond just reuse, reduce, and recycle initiatives, but really have a meaningful impact and have a meaningful contribution, not just as on an individual basis, but really have an impact. Bottom line with the work that they do every day. And to wrap up my presentation, you can see here one of the other commitments. So the building that we're at currently in in Robinson Cyber Sigma in McKinley, BGC, uh, we have a lot of green features that have been incorporated in the building. But in particular, this is one initiative where we uh, put in a partnership with FarmTop Farms, and they actually set up a greenhouse on top of the building, and the produce created from that is actually also bought by our concessionaire from our two cafeterias, and they are served as fresh vegetables for our day-to-day consumption for the office for the staff that come into the office. So thank you so much, Rizal Technical University. We hope that, again, a lot of these courses, it looks very, very interesting. So we hope that in the future, whether it's for employment or for some of your students that may be looking for internship opportunities, our recruitment team does, invite and does have some openings for interns within our company. So please make sure to visit the site jobs180 slash EYGDS so that you can see some of the opportunities there and apply. So thank you so much. Back to you, Kisha.
Thank you, Sir Dennis, for that very insightful and refreshing topic about the sustainability and renewable energy. So, students, I encourage you to post in your comments or your questions into the comment section. But we already received or collected some of your questions through our Facebook page. So, yun, Sir Dennis, the first question that we have here is actually targeting the people and the community itself. So, as students, or as a fresh graduate, how can we help our school use more renewable energy or become more sustainable?
So again, um, once you become an alumni, I think, and some of the administrators and the dean and also the faculty and staff contributing back to the university in terms of donations, in terms of sponsorship, is always a big, big deal. But more than that, as I mentioned, right, whether you find yourself as an architect, as an engineer, as a tax professional, an auditor, or any of the other professions that the students from Rizal Technical University will get into. It's really making sure that, are you keeping in touch with your university? And in the case of sustainability, right? The knowledge that you get from organizations, like for example, I don't know the specific numbers, whether we have RTU graduates that are part of EY, but one of the things that we say is that the things that they learn in EY, as long as it's not client specific, they can share with their family, with their friends. If they're invited to school events like this, they can be ambassadors. So they can work with the faculty and staff of the university. Maybe they look and they visit the university to visit some friends, teachers, and then they see, oh, you know what? This area could be like created for farm top farms, and maybe uh, RTU can initiate something like that, wherein the produce created from that can actually be used by the concessionaires that are also on university grounds, right? So it's looking for those opportunities, looking at, where can I get external knowledge and then bring it back to the university. And I think those are ways that they can contribute best.
Thank you so much. So, takeaway from what Sir Dennis have mentioned is that we need to make sure that we also upgrade our knowledge and discovering new things and apply it through sharing, whether it is through our school community or within our community in the neighborhood. So yeah, and so thank you so much, sir, for answering the first question. The second question, sir, is actually related to the current technology that we are using, the solar
Mhm.
panels. So some of us are using solar panels na, no, for us to save energy. So how could technology like those AI or any other apps or let's say solar panels help us to save energy for us to avoid the climate changes that we are actually experiencing right now?
Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you so much. And I think one thing, and this is not specific to EY, just my general knowledge. But ako, I'm not an engineer by profession and by background, but there's a lot of articles that I read up on. So for example, you have solar panel technology, right? So very basic, and it has its usual drawbacks like residue. Let's focus on that one in particular, diba? Over time, especially in a tropical country like the Philippines, nagkakaroon ng residue on top of our solar panels. So ano yung solutions for it, right? So one would be, okay, somebody has to go up to the roof and then spray it with water, which is again, diba, time consuming, it's labor consuming. What's the next step? You create those pipes, diba? Tapos bubutasan mo lang or whatever, and then you just turn it on. But again, unless you have somebody up there, unless there's a camera, there's no way to, check, right? The third option is again, and I've seen some of the solar companies actually here in the Philippines beginning to put in some of those features. So they have the solar panels, they have the sprinkler systems, and then what they put in are sensors and cameras to check, you know, is there a certain number of residue. They can also have the software, checking pag bumaba yung efficiency ng solar panels by a certain degree, the sprinklers automatically turn on, right? And some of these, you may need professional help. You need to pay a lot but there's a huge modding community, and some of the engineers and IT professionals here, Linux as a free operating system, diba? Um, it's a decades old group. On all of the shopping platforms, you can actually buy circuit boards or ready-made PCs that you can program to do these things, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be time consuming. It does not necessarily have to be expensive. All you need is really the passion, the desire, the information, the resources are already available out there. So maybe do a small project, diba? Maybe even what you call this, solar power, and having that automation for an external doghouse or cat patio, diba? For your pets or for your fur babies, right?
Thank you, sir. And ayan, nakakuha pa tayo ng mga project ideas kay Sir Denny. So thank you so much, sir, for answering that. And it's wonderful that you have mentioned those samples or DIY projects now that we can actually do or practice at home. So simple as it seems, but it will help us a lot. Especially nowadays that we are trying to fight global warming or that
Yes.
climate change. So last question for today, sir, since we are already time bound, is that the question, syempre, sir, they are upcoming graduates and they wanted to earn money. So they are asking what jobs will be in demand in the clean energy world for the future or currently po.
All right. So I think, what's going to be in demand really is jobs that have not yet been conceptualized, right? And this is where we're saying, don't look at jobs in the traditional sense, like, you have your NGOs that are focused on reforestation, yung mga tree planting, diba, initiatives for companies, right? But look for opportunities in other items, right? That's why when you take a look at some of the courses earlier that I mentioned, diba? People used to ask like, so why is AI engineering in the Masters in Sustainability for EY? Why? Because again, there might be options for AI to be actually supportive, or let's say, for example, it can augment the work that you do, so that maybe the time in the office can actually be lessened. There are certain countries around the world that are that are trying out less number of days, and they're seeing the productivity increase from employees as a result, right? I don't just remember top of mind what countries are there, right? But those are some of the opportunities that AI and being able to engineer AI either as a persona, either as an assistant or as a tool, that's going to be helpful, right? That's why um, the advice I have for all of the graduates is continuously be curious, continue to look for those opportunities, and in the green industries, think of all industries as potential green industries, and I think that's where they really find their niche and their passion.
And thank you once again, Sir Dennis, for answering our questions and for joining us today and sharing your expertise. So, key takeaway, students, that you don't need to be like most likely, a master of green energy or renewable energy, or sustainability, or in the engineering industry, whether whatever courses that you have there. I'm speaking in general, so we can
Hmm.
always have space for growth, and for us to learn and develop new skills so that we can always give back to our community. So once again, Sir Dennis, thank you so much. And viewers, if you are interested in applying for a position at EYGDS, please visit www.jobs180.com/EYGDS to start building your resume link and submit your application. And if you have additional questions to Sir Dennis, feel free to email us at info@jobs180.com or visit facebook.com/jobs180. So we hope to see you again, sir, in our next set of webinar. Have a great day, Sir Dennis.
Thanks, Isha. Have a great rest of the week, everyone.
All right. So, students, I hope that you enjoyed our first topic and you still have some energy for our second topic. Our second speaker will be discussing technologies in the making. He is the senior supervisor handling four different sites in specifically in Dumaguete, Australia, New Zealand, and USRN. He is the talent acquisition and senior supervisor of TTEC. Let's all welcome Mr. Mhidzfar Taradji. Sir Mids, good afternoon.
Hi. Yeah, hi team. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me guys okay?
Yes, Sir Mids, we can hear you loud and clear. So you may share your screen, sir, so that we can put it onto the stage as well.
Sure. Give me a sec, please.
And while Sir Mids is preparing his presentation, students, I invite you to please submit or send in your questions or type them in into the comments section. So Sir Mids, your presentation is up. I'll be joining you after 20 minutes of talk for the Q&A. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. All right. So good day, everybody. So my name is Mhidzfar Taradji, but you can call me Mids. I'm recently promoted as a manager for talent acquisition at TTEC. So today we will be exploring how digital technologies are reshaping our industries, and more importantly, the skills that you'll need to succeed in the future, especially when you start working. This is not only like a tech talk that we'll be doing today, but it's about how you can adapt, grow, and take advantage of the opportunities that change can bring. All right. So without further ado, let's talk about our overviews that going to talk about today. So we'll start with the story of digital transformation from where we are to where we are right now and where we are heading. We're also going to examine how industries are evolving in the digital era, the essential skills that you need, and why continuous learning is non negotiable. We're also going to talk about the power of innovation. Then I'll be sharing some job opportunities and perks and benefits here at TTEC. All right. So, brief background about me, guys. So, again, I manage talent acquisition across different sites and regions. Back then, I was managing Dumaguete, Australia, New Zealand, and USRN. But right now, I'm solely focused with our site in Novaliches. And I'm proud to be the HR Young Talent of the Year 2025 Gold Awardee at the HR Excellence Awards. So, my work involves connecting people with opportunities. I've seen firsthand how much recruitment has changed in just last few years. Roles evolve, required skills shift, and technology keeps rewriting the playbook. That's why understanding digital transformation is very crucial because it's about staying ahead, but not sorry like catching up. All right, so let's start with our topic for today. So, digital transformation means changing how business operate, innovate, and deliver value. It's all about power or all powered by technology. So before, if you still remember pre-digital age, we're using a lot of manual processes like paper-based system, traditional customer service. I still remember back then you still need to go to a physical store just in case that there are any problems or issues in your phone or any gadgets that you have. So you need to have like a you need to go to a physical visit a physical store just to let it fixed. But right now, during the internet revolution, e-commerce started, digital marketing, websites, email, social media, which everyone likes, and enterprise technology adaptation. There's a lot of tools which definitely make our life super easy. And as of the moment, the digital transformation in the present, which makes our life super easy. This where our AI started, real-time data collection, forecasting, operation management, and even automations. We already started doing automation, even in the recruitment side of the business. Automation is already present. Even telemedicines, digital banking as well. So, for a future digital transformation, emerging technologies like AI at scales, blockchain, future work scales, and even upskilling, sustainable technologies are very, very crucial to our work right now because it's more on about how you adapt to changes. Because remember, team, technology is always changing. As of the moment, there is still continual journey about how our digital is being transformed, and adaptation to change is very very important, which is very vital to our role as of the moment because we need to make sure that we know how to adapt to those changes that is happening. So if we'll look back in industry evolution and digital era, just to make sure that you guys haven't, you're probably like a sort of like an idea as to what was it before and was it what is it right now. So during retail, I'm sure everybody is familiar. Back then, we need to line up if you need to buy something, anything, probably groceries, clothing, or anything that you want, even phone. You need to go to a physical store to buy those products that you want. But right now, everything is already in your mobile phone. Anything that you want, anything that you need, if you need it to buy something, you can just use your mobile phone and check out anything that you want. Healthcare. Remember back then we need to line up. It's a very long line. There are times that you need to go there at 7 in the morning just to make sure that you're in the first in the queue. But right now, you can already use your mobile phone, talk to professionals, doctors, video call via call or chats or whatnot, and they can already give you all the things that you need. And it will also definitely save much more time, especially when it comes if you need to travel, going to a specific place or in the hospital. Banking and finance on the other side. Remember guys, before, if you need to withdraw money, you need to go to the physical bank. If you need to transfer money to a different person, you need to do it in the bank. But right now, again, everything is already digital. Even our education during pandemic, we were really tested. And even this seminar that we have right now, back then seminars are face to face. Right now we can already do it digitally in the comfort of your home. You can, or seminars can already be conducted virtually. So what I wanted to say here, guys, is this is how industry are evolving. This is how our industry is keep on changing, adapting to the trend, adapting to what people needs because their goal is to make our life easy. All right. So with that being said, there are a lot of tools that we can use work or even for work or even school. We have ChatGPT, we have Grammarly, we have Copilot, Canva, Otter, and AI. There's a lot of tools. There's a lot of tools that you can use to make sure that your life will be easy. But always remember that there are always pros and cons of using the AI tools. Not all the time, again, not all the time we need to use those AI or those AI tools. So, what are the pros of using it? So, it can help you speed up and the efficiency of your work, your productivity boost, creativity, accessibility, real time information that you need to get, and learning and understanding in case that we are using it the way it should be used. So, um, cons here is privacy and data risk. It's very risky when if you're keep on using AIs. Accuracy issues because there might be times that probably your classmates are using it and you'll have the same idea or same things that you're gonna present. Lack of human judgment because there are times that we're just searching it, ask ChatGPT to do something for us, and you'll just do copy and paste it without even reading and understanding the concept of what ChatGPT or this AI tools are giving us. Of course, there's a cost because again, this is digital. You need to pay for it so that you can use it. Over reliance and laziness. This is very crucial, guys, because there are times that we are really reluctant to probably have projects or things that you need to complete. You might be saying, okay, I'll just complete it later on because I have my I have ChatGPT. You can definitely help me with my projects or assignments. So we are reliant to those tools, and which leads us to being lazy, which we really don't want. So we need to make sure that AI tools are there to help us, to help our life become easy, not to rely on them fully. Okay. So, with that being said, I just also want to discuss the essential skills for your future careers. Now that you already understand digital transformation, different tools that you can use, let's talk about the skills that you can have or the skills that you need to have for your future careers. So, first is your digital and your technical. So, nowadays I know everybody is tech savvy, so probably that's the most important skills that we have right now. So you need to make sure to continue learning and having the type of skills, adaptability and lifelong learning. So we need to make sure, guys, that we learn, we need to adapt with the changes. Again, there's a rapid changes that is happening right now. We need to make sure that we know how to cope up with the changes that is happening, and we need to be resilient when it comes to the changes. Next is creativity and innovation. So this is more on about problem solving, your design thinking, strategic thinking. It's more about how creative are you. I know generations right now are very creative, which is you can really utilize that or use that once you start working in the future. Critical thinking and analytical skills. So this is more about your complex problem solving, your dynamic thinking, especially most importantly, your decision making to any things that you're doing. Most importantly, of course, your communication and your collaboration skills, not just with your friends, but also with other people. Collaboration is very important. Leadership in digital world, of course, leading digital innovation, your future oriented mindset is very important because maybe someday, guys, you will also be a leader who will be leading this digital world that we have right now that keeps on evolving and changing. So with that being said, why do we need to continuously learn, or why continuous learning matters? So as what they said, that learning will not stop from school. So we'll keep on learning even we're inside home or probably outside school or even in work. You'll keep on learning. So why do we need to do that, or why is it matter, why is it very important? So remember, if we are keep on learning, it will keeps you relevant from everything that is happening, especially when it comes to technology changes that is happening. We need to make sure that we are relevant. We need to know about what is happening. Next says adapt to rapid changes. There's a lot of changes that is happening. Remember, adapting to changes is okay, especially if those changes will help us in the future. Next is enhances your career growth. It's very remember that changes, when you continues learning, it will also enhance your growth, your career growth. Not only your career growth, but also growth among when it comes to your knowledge towards things. So that's why it's very important. Align with global trends. As like what I mentioned, we need to make sure that we're aligned to any changes that is happening. Build resilience and adaptability. Remember, guys, if you have resilience to changes, it's easy for you to adapt to whatever changes that is going on. And lastly, long-term success in competitive market. Nowadays, our market is very, very competitive. So we need to make sure as well that we, as we're still starting, we need to make sure that we are very competitive in a way that we need to make sure that we also do something, continuously learning things that is happening, changing. We need to make sure that we're aware, and we also um, being competitive and making sure that we know what is happening or what's going on. And let's talk about the power of innovation. So remember, when you talk about innovation, when we think about innovation, we often imagine big inventions. But in reality, most impactful innovation are small, consistent improvement that add up over time. So let's break down how innovation shape not just businesses, but people, career, and even influence. So creativity and original thinking. Remember that innovation starts with the willingness to think differently. So you need to make sure that you think outside the box, because this will allow you to find faster or more efficient resolutions. Even in work, so it's very important that you are creative and also original when it comes to your decision making. Next is unlock personal growth. So this is more on trying new ideas. Trying new ideas forces us to learn new skills. So each success boosts confidence and build a growth mindset. So it means to say that personal growth makes you more adaptable to industry that is keeps on changing. Empowers problem solving abilities. Remember, creative thinking that leads to a new ways of solving persistent issue. So if we are creative in thinking on how we can resolve issues, this is also one way for us to make sure to improve workflows, products, or even services that we are offering. Build legacy. This is very important. Builds legacy. Effective innovation leave a mark that other continue using. So it all that others continue using. So it's also like a good saying that probably there are things that you're doing that other people are also doing as well. It means to say that you really left like a great mark to those folks. So remember, guys, that your work can inspire others to think boldly, and probably they can also innovate themselves in case that you inspire others. And lastly, amplifies influence through technology. Remember, technology expand the reach of good ideas. Social media, online platforms, and digital tools make it possible to share solutions globally. So, just to give you a gist about the topic for today, um, transformation, digital transformation is always there. It's more on how we adapt to these changes and how open we are when it comes to changes. So before we end this topic for today, I want to leave you with a quote from Charles Darwin. He reminds us that in life and in our careers, it's not strength or intelligence alone that ensures success. It's adaptability. Remember, the ability to respond to change is what allows us to thrive in a world that's constantly evolving. And that's exactly what digital transformation and innovation demands from us today. So, with that being said, team, I also want to discuss about the job opportunities at TTEC. So, we have customer service representative, technical support representative. So your qualification here, these are open to all newbies or individual with customer service experience. That's for customer service, and if you have technical experience or technical experience, then you can try our customer service representative role. As long as you completed senior high school or 2 years in college, and for technical support, completed a bachelor's degree in any course. We also have chat support just in case you wanted to try our chat. So this is open to newbies or with customer service experience as long as you completed senior high school or equivalent or 12 years in total academic. We also have healthcare customer service representative. What brings you to the role? This is open to all newbies or with customer service experience as long as you completed your senior high school or 2 years in college. So perks and benefits if you choose TTEC as part of your as your company. So there are more than 10,000 free courses and learning modules that we have. We also have mentorship programs that we can offer. We also have HMO coverage for the employee independence, educational assistance program, employee counseling program, and earn more in our employee referral program. If you want to learn more about perks and benefits of TTEC, you can definitely visit us at ttechjobs.com. And don't forget to visit www.jobs180.com /TTECjobs. All right, there you go. So that's pretty much all my discussion today. Thank you so much, team, for listening.
Thank you so much, Sir Mids. And it's refreshing as well and new ways that we've learned about new technologies in the making. And while our students are still sending in their questions, thank you so much, RTU students, for sending in your questions through our Facebook page, even though you are a little bit shy on posting your comments for this batch. But well, yeah. So one question that we've received here, sir, it's kind of a little bit quirky question. So they're
Okay.
asking, Sir Mids, at this age and time, what is the coolest tech that you have seen lately or experienced? Kasi ako, Sir Mids, ang na-experience ko is somewhere in Taguig, si Jollibot, yung Jollibee robot na naghahatid ng order mo. So how about you, Sir Mid? So what is the coolest technology that you have experienced or seen lately?
Oh, that's a great question. I seen like a cat, like a bot cat in SM Fairview. I think that was last weekend. I was super amazed that this cat can just walk. It's like an AI cat, but it's super cool. I don't know what that cat can do, but because I just like glimpse of it, but it's super nice because imagine they can already convert a cat to a bot. So that's how technology evolves right now. That's super amazing.
So not only just in our assistance, not only in assisting us in our daily lives, no, especially with
Exactly.
work, other things that we do as in general, but they also do something like in entertainment, no? So you just go out there at the mall and then you see a RoboCat and then
Exactly.
you also see Jollibot. So it can also make your day. So that's one thing that we can, have a takeaway with the new technologies nowadays. No? Something that is a little bit surprised. So, in regards to the session of or the discussion of surveys, one question that they're asking here, sir, is that um, since most of us are still having those misconceptions that we will be replaced by AI or with robotics. So, what are the things that we can do to further allow ourselves to be confident that we are still employable after a few more years of fast-paced technologies in the making?
Well, that's a really good question. It's not only happening in like outside, but it's also in the BPO industry. But one thing that we need to remember right now, AI is there to make our life easy, not replace us. So there is a quote that mentioned back then when I attended a seminar. Those people who are afraid to use AI will replace with those people who are using AI. So probably the things that we need to do right now is to really learn and adapt on how to use it, because remember, this AI are there to help us, not to replace us. And that's it.
And that is true, sir, no? Because beforehand, in our day-to-day lives, before we just have the ATM, no? Nowadays we
Exactly.
always use our phones. Nobody uses the ATM now. So most of them
True.
is just doing some bank transfers or digital
And
banking.
even in
So
restaurants, right? You don't need cash. You just need to pay using
mm-mm.
your mobile phone or even your
Yes, so
card.
that is true. Especially the the tap and save card, for
Yeah.
professionals. For the business, before kasi business cards, we do printing. So it's also related with us making sure that our environment is sustainable, and we also make use of renewable energy. So by just using one card for us to just have our information or contact details. So yeah. So thank you, Sir Mids, for sharing your expertise about the new technologies that we are actually eyeing for the next few years. But before you leave the stage, sir, we would like to ask you for any advice or motivational quotes for our upcoming graduates. Po.
All right. So probably for the graduates, I know how hard it is to look for a job. It's very challenging, even if you already have your let's just say you already have or graduated already. It's not that easy on how to get a job that you really wanted. Always remember, guys, that patience is always a virtue. Once you already have the job, you need to make sure to learn how to love and adapt that job. Because there might be times that probably you're a graduate of, because I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, but I'm not using it right now. So probably might be landed to a job that you don't want someday, but you need to make sure to learn and to appreciate that job, because in the end of the day it's more about your passion and how to do things, and that what really matters. And one more thing for all our upcoming graduates, remember to be flexible and to be adaptive when it comes to changes. One thing that you can contribute to the company is you guys making sure that you know how to be adaptable to whatever changes that is happening, because once you start working, whatever you know right now might be different in a work setup. So you need to know how to be flexible when it comes to those changes that is happening. So that's pretty much it. My advice to the team, and thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Thank you once again, Sir Mids, for gracing us with your presence, and we look forward to seeing you again soon to our next set of webinar. So again, guys, if you're interested to apply for a position at TTEC, you may visit www.jobs180.com/TTECjobs to start building your resume link and submit your application. And if you have additional questions about the topic, so you can feel free to email us at info@jobs180.com or visit facebook.com/jobs180. I hope everyone is still awake and having their iced coffee on hand while we are trying to reach the end of our program. So we are down to our last topic, and don't forget to send in your questions through the comment section or message us through our Facebook page. Our third speaker will be sharing workplace etiquette and disciplines. He is a 23-year-old BS psychology graduate currently working as a recruiter and a CHRA passer. Let us all give a virtual round of applause to the recruiter of Kooapps Philippines, Mr. Ryu Hatta. Sir Ryu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kisha. Hi everyone. Hopefully I'm audible on your end.
Yes, Sir Ryu, I can hear you loud and clear po.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so yeah, I guess let's begin. So hi guys. So to start, my name is Ryu. I'm an HR recruiter here at Kooapps. So a brief background regarding Kooapps. So Kooapps is an independent gaming development company situated here in the Philippines. We have over 400 million downloads across iOS and Android platforms. We are also a part of the Game Development Association of the Philippines since 2011. So, our topic for today will be workplace etiquette and disciplines. And later on, we'll be tackling etiquettes and discipline regarding the working area, office privacy, personal privacy, professionalism, and of course, hygiene. But before we begin, let's tackle what is etiquette. So, etiquette is the accepted or the expected um, construct someone is to present during a specific setting or a scenario. In our case today, it would be what is expected out of a person working in an office. So, to begin, of course, how about we learn etiquette for the working area? Working area in general will be the place or the shared space in which your colleagues and coworkers will be working together. First up, no disturbing noise during work hours. All right, guys. So, very simple, as shown in the picture down below. One thing that you can do to stop any disturbing noise during work hours is to put your phone on silent. Because, guys, imagine you're working hard, you're struggling with your projects, with everything, and suddenly you're bombarded with noises that are distracting you constantly. And one more thing, if ever you're in an office setting and you're discussing or in a dialogue with another person or different people, make sure that your tone of voice is in a low or moderate level, because whatever you're discussing, it should be towards the other person, to other people, and not towards the entire office, right? You can get your point across by using a moderate level of tone. Again, not everyone needs to hear your voice, especially when they're working and focus driven towards their current task. Second, guys, this is one of the most basic things. Clean up after yourself. Your colleagues, your coworkers are not your maids. All right, guys? So if ever you finish eating on your desk, pick up the trash, put it in the trash bin. Or if you've spilled something, look at a dry towel and just wipe it off. Right? Even as simple as organizing your desk. Guys, a clean and unorganized desk is a cohesive space for your brain to function more, because it's a clean and a sterile place in which it boosts your drive to work even more. Right? Then focus on your own work. Guys, I know it's very hard to not be distracted while you're working. Okay? That is perfectly understandable. However, keep in mind, when you're working in the office, you're not the only one who has a task on hand, so as the other people around you. So, while you're working on your own project, on your task, other people don't need you to hover around their current task. So just stay focused on your own work. If you need help, then maybe you can talk to them. But during such times that you can actually manage to work on your own, just keep focus on your own work and don't loiter around the workspace, or to bother your coworkers just by hovering around them in general and pointing out different things in their tasks. Okay, so moving on, it will be the disciplines for office related privacy. So, with regards to this, it would be specific work wise materials that should be kept in office. So, first and foremost, of course, do not discuss work materials with other people online and outside of office. Okay, so this is perfectly simple, guys. Okay, so I know it's very exciting, especially when you're working and you're doing good, you're doing great things at your work, and you want to share it outside. To share the feeling that you're working great and good at your job is acceptable. However, once what you're sharing no longer falls on the aspect of what you're feeling, that you're feeling great, I'm feeling awesome today because I've accomplished this task. And it falls on the side that, oh, by the way, this is the task or the project I'm doing. Now you're stepping outside the data privacy. Keep in mind, guys, you are still part of the company, and the task you're doing, the materials provided to you, are still given to you by the company in full confidence that you won't disclose it to anyone else. So, again, guys, it's okay to share your feelings of this great excitement and ecstatic feeling that you're doing a great job, but never the material that you're working on. Okay? And, okay, this one is quite tempting. Office problem stays in office. Okay, guys? Yes, it is very understandable that once you have a problem, you want to immediately share it to someone, to your family, to your friends, or to even your partner. And that's perfectly fine. However, once it's a problem situated in a work setup or inside your office, it is highly discouraged for you to disclose it to other people, not just for the sake of data privacy or the privacy of your company itself, but rather because the problem occurred in the office, its point of origin is within office, it's hard to find solution outside of office. Mainly again because its point of origin erupted in office. So what can you do during those times? You can easily talk to your team leads, your supervisor, your manager, and most importantly, you can approach the HR for help. Right? So the HR will always be there to listen to your problem. Okay. Now, earlier we discussed materials or sensitive information that should be kept in office. Now, how about proper disciplines for personal related privacy? Hey guys, here goes. All right, so no gossips in office first and foremost. Guys, keep in mind the term is workplace, not gossip place. So, in terms, what should happen in a workplace should be work related tasks or issues, but never gossips. Why? Because gossips in return can actually cause a major issue or chaos inside the office, especially when it's directed under an offensive type of charge towards a person. Which brings me to the next topic of respecting your coworkers' private lives. So this is quite related with gossip has no place in an office setting. So keep in mind, as you are your person, your coworkers have their own private lives as well, as do you. So it's not appropriate for us to step beyond that boundary of coworkers to interject ourselves into their private lives. Their private lives are for theirs to keep on their own. And if they wish to share it, then you're free to listen. However, if they are not willing to share any of it, you don't have the right, of course, to force them to tell you everything. They will tell you once they're prepared and ready for it. So again, guys, If you want your private lives to be respected by other people, you should respect private lives of others. Then again, here comes, as private lives earlier as well, respect your coworker's sexual orientation, passion, and hobby. Guys, it is a God given right for us to be able to choose the values, the passion that we have, or the choices that we want to take, such as the sexual orientation, the passion that we want to pursue, or the hobbies that we are actually active upon, right? However, as it is our right for this kind of orientation, passion, or hobbies, while it is our right, what we don't have the right is to force our perspective and values to other people. It's okay to tell them, but never to force them. Because again, keep in mind, you and I are two different peoples. You have your own values. I have my own values. You have your own perspective, and so do I. So respecting uh, regards to this is in terms of reciprocity, in which you can have yours and I can have mine. All right. Now, let's go about with the professionalism or workplace etiquette towards professionalism. This is mainly on how you interact with workers in a much more formal setting, especially in an office, of course. Let's tackle this is commonly a thing when it comes to formal meetings in office. Listen when someone's talking and wait for your turn. Guys, how would you feel if you were talking and someone keeps on interrupting you? You will feel disrespected, and at the same time, you will tend to lose the point of what you're talking about. So, guys, during a meeting, let the speaker discuss in full detail his idea, his opinion, his topic, and at the end, then you can ask the question. Or if later on you have something to add, then kindly wait for your turn. It's simple as raising your hand before he or she ends, or to take point that after you, I also have something to I want to give, but never ever interrupt someone while someone is talking, especially when it's a very, very crucial meeting where focus is needed. Okay, now this is very applicable for fresh graduates who's going to enter the work setup. When you don't know something, ask. Never come into the office with the mentality of I know everything, because no one will expect you to. So when you don't know something, it's a simple thing. Just ask. No one will make fun of you for it. And better yet, it will show initiative that you are willing to learn, that you are willing to grind things up for you to perform better, earning you more respect in the end. Okay, now going to the area of private space, you have to respect your coworker's private space. Now, why? Private space is commonly broken when you're trying to catch or try to get their attention. In relative terms, try to communicate with the other person. Keep in mind, guys, you can always get attention of the other person once you're just trying to greet them. A simple wave or calling their name will suffice. Or better yet, use the messaging platform your company has. For example, if you're trying to address me, just contact me on my messaging app and just say, "Hi, Ryu, can we talk about this? Can we talk about that? I have this thing to discuss with you." That is perfectly fine and professionally speaking, very good in terms of respecting your coworker's private space. However, touching them in any part of their body just to get their attention will now be considered very, very wrong. Why? Because this can be seen as an indecent form of behavior towards your coworker, which can render the working environment that you're already in as an unsafe, safe space for you guys to work. However, if proper distance and proper communication is provided by one another, respect is not only given, but because of the safety that the environment provides, better working opportunities and better working environment produces better work outputs that can truly shine when your guys are trying to work together. Now, this one's a bit difficult. Be accountable for your actions. One of the greatest acts of being a professional is being accountable for your actions, which goes to say, if you have done something wrong, say, I'm sorry. This thing has been instilled to us since our youth, when we were young. When you have done something wrong, you apologize. That is still very, very applicable into the office setting. If you're wrong, do apologize and say sorry. However, don't just apologize, but also ask, how can I do better? Now, you're not just apologizing for the act, but you're also telling the person or or the group of people that not only are you trying to acknowledge that you were wrong, but you're also trying to do something about it to make sure that it won't happen again. And things will be for the better in the future. And then follow deadlines. All right, guys, keep in mind deadlines aren't just for college situations of you having to submit your homework at 11:59 p.m. Mind you, deadlines is very applicable during work scenarios. Why is following deadlines very important? Because deadlines, especially in a group task, imagine if it's a multi-stage project and one of you forget or totally disregard the deadline set. The project will be on a standstill from that very specific stage, delaying everything in the process. And it also shows that you're not valuing the time of others and only valuing your own. Okay. Then, of course, always be on time. How can you follow deadlines if you're not even in office when you're needed? So try to be there when you are needed on time, because especially during the mornings when some meetings are actually happening. So it's very, very important for you to be able to show up and just be there. Be there to absorb everything that you need to do within the day and make sure that you're able to do them within the day as well. Now, guys, workplace etiquette with regards to personal hygiene. Yes, personal hygiene also applies when it comes to etiquette or the conduct one is expected to do. Now, one thing, go to work clean and well groomed, which means simply take a bath, go for a rinse, brush your teeth, dress well, appropriate for the given occasion, and don't use strong smelling scents. You might like the scent that you're using, but some may not. Try to use a sparing amount of it, just enough, and not to douse yourself with the whole bottle. And of course, finally, stay home when you're sick. Again, when you're sick, do stay home. Imagine you have a nasty cold and you still try to go in office. You infect one people, and sometimes you even will infect the entire floor. So imagine an entire floor in your office totally gone because everyone has caught a cold. How much do you think time will be wasted in the company's progress? All right, everyone. So again, when you're sick, stay home, drink some medicine, and eat some good food. All right, that's it for me today. And from us here at Kooapps, do have a wonderful day. And those who wants to apply here at Kooapps, so here are our full-time position. We have our back-end mobile game and mobile app programmer position, quality assurance testers, project manager, data analyst, IT staff, marketing analyst, content and story writer, recruitment staff, video game artist, motion graphic artist, UI UX artist. For those who wants to apply for internships, 3D game artist internships, motion graphic artist internship, gameplay tester internship, marketing internship, and of course, HR internship are open here at Kooapps. So to those who want to apply, kindly scan the QR code or hit the link down below. That's it for me. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sir Ryu, for that very enthusiastic presentation about the workplace etiquettes and the disciplines that we need to apply before we enter the world of work. Kasi I believe so, sir, that as early as we are studying or we are still in the classroom, we need to apply those skills, diba? So ayun. So students from the RTU, please send in your questions through the comment section or message us through our Facebook page at facebook.com/, jobs 180. And the first question that I'm going to read here, sir, is about listening. So there is a difference now between active listening and just listening. So as a newbie though, sir, how can we execute active listening? Like for an instance, hindi pa naman tayo masyadong nakakasabay, 'di ba, sa pinag-uusapan during meeting. How can we present or execute active listening during a meeting po for first timers?
All right, that's actually quite a good question. And yes, there is a good difference between active listening and listening. So yeah, so to those who are still unfamiliar how to do an active listening or how to start actively participating when it comes to listening, what you can do is when someone is talking to you or presenting to you, try to formulate questions on your mind to better grasp the idea of what the other person is trying to say. And once the person is done talking or done presenting his ideas or opinions, then try asking the question that you formulated on your mind. Because now you didn't just listen, but you also engage yourself towards the topic on hand. So yeah, that's it.
Yun. Thank you, sir. And what I have or ang takeaway ko dyan is that in simple terms, when you say active listening, you listen very well for you to understand if it is a question or if it is somewhat na binibigay sa inyong task, ganyan. While just listening is you just listen to that person because you already curate your response to that question. While with active listening, you always understand and always contemplate on what you're going to respond to them. So ayun, sir. Thank you so much for answering our question. Second question that we have here is the use of social media. So some of our projects or our task has confidentiality, and we don't want to breach those confidentiality. No, so how can we secure or make sure that we are using our social media that do not affect the company itself or the work that we do po?
Okay. So yeah, um, to start again, if this is in a work setup and you want to post something on social media, posting on social media in relative terms isn't really that harmful when it comes to privacy. Also, there are specific guidelines also given to you when you start working. So you have to again actively listen to those on what you can post and can't post in social media. But typically, if you're posting something that you think might be work related, the safest bet is go to your supervisor and ask, hi, ma'am, hi, sir, is it okay if I post this? Again, asking won't hurt anyone, but at the same time, it ensures that you, your company, are safe from any data privacy breach.
There you go. So key takeaway there, guys, that during new employment orientation, it's always good that we stay awake and alert. And if
Yes.
ever that we missed out some topics there, we actually can reach out to our HR managers, to our supervisors and managers as well, so that we can make sure or cross check if the things that we will be doing personally can affect the company or our task. So thank you once again, sir, for answering that question. And last question for today is that some of us, especially the newbies, we're not perfect, no. Even as professionals, we're not perfect. We commit certain mistakes. So how can we recover a mistake at work? Like the feeling of the guilt. Sometimes when we go home, we overthink na mali pala yung ginawa ko, anong gagawin ko by tomorrow.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, it's first thing, it's a good thing that you're already acknowledging that you might have done something wrong. So that shows growth as well as a maturity when it comes to professionalism. Now, what you can do the very next day is again, as I mentioned earlier, just ask if you actually did something wrong. Maybe you haven't even did something wrong. Just try to ask, right? And once you've asked and someone says, actually, yes, you did do something wrong with regards to this kind of work that you did, then apologize. Apologize, then ask, okay, sir, ma'am, what can I do to improve this? What can I do to fix this? And then take note of what you should do next time if ever it happens again, or even to prevent it from happening again.
And there you go. Thank you again, sir, for answering the last question. And the key takeaway, students, is that communication is the key, as usual. Don't be afraid to speak out and reach out if you need help or you need clarification. So that's one thing that we learned for today's session, that it's okay for us to always keep check or communicate well during our workloads or anything that bothers your mind. So ayun. So again, sir, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and for instilling and sharing valuable insights on how we can be more of a professional in our workplace or in the classroom for now before they graduate. So we hope to see you soon again to our next set of webinars. And viewers, if you're interested to apply in a position at the Kooapps Philippines, you may visit www.jobs180.com/Kooapps Philippines. Thank you, Sir Ryu. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
And wow, so RTU students, I can honestly say that if this is were my first time attending a webinar like this, it would be incredibly helpful in my job search. So once again, thank you so much for staying with us. And if you have additional questions and clarifications, feel free to send us a message on our Facebook page at facebook.com/jobs180 or email us at info@jobs180.com. And as much as we love to stay and hear more, we have reached the end of our program. And to officially close the session, I would like to invite Miss Angeline Villarreal. She is an educator and researcher specializing in technology and garments education, and she is currently pursuing her Doctor of Philosophy major in technology education, further deepening her expertise in the field. And she holds of a master degree of arts in teaching and major in garments technology, and a bachelor of technical teacher education major in garments fashion and design from Marikina Polytechnic College. And she's a holder of multiple national certificates of NC2 in tailoring, dressmaking, cookery, and bread and pastry, and has completed trainings or trainer's methodology 1, qualifying her as a certified TVET trainer and an assessor with a strong background in both academic research and practical training. She's also committed to developing industry responsive instructional materials and competency-based learning programs that empower students in the field of tech voc or technical vocational education training. So to officially close this session, let's invite Miss Angeline Villarreal. Ma'am?
Sa pamunuan ng universidad, sa pangunguna ni Dr. Maria Eugenia M. Yanco, sa ating direktor ng Cooperative Education na si Engineer Armando Matias, sa mga coordinator mula sa iba't ibang departamento, sa mga nag-organisa ng napakaganda at makabuluhang programang ito, at higit sa lahat sa mga mag-aaral na siyang pinakamahalaga sa araw na ito. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa pagtatapos ng Midyear Career Talk Part 1 na may temang Marketing Me Live 2025, lubos po kami nagpapasalamat sa inyong aktibong pakikibahagi at sa inyong oras na inilaan upang matuto at makibahagi sa mga talakayan. Ang mga kaalamang ibinahagi ngayong araw mula sa mabisang paghahanda ng job application gamit ang resume link, pag-unawa sa mga uso at teknolohiya gaya ng AI at robotics, hanggang sa kahalagahan at ng mahusay na project management ay mahalagang puhunan sa paghubog ng ating kaalaman. Naway magsilbing inspirasyon ang lahat ng ito upang patuloy nating paunlarin ang ating sarili. Palawakin ang ating kaalaman at patatagin ang ating kakayahan upang maging handa sa anumang oportunidad at hamon na darating. Sapagkat ang tunay na tagumpay ay nagsisimula sa pagkilala sa ating sariling kakayahan at walang tigil na paglinang nito. Muli, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at mabuhay po ang bawat isa.
Thank you, Miss Angeline, for that inspiring words and wrapping up our webinar session for both morning and afternoon session. So again, students, that wraps up our discussion and we've successfully covered all the topics for today's session. Don't forget to mark your attendance. So simply scan the QR code that will be flashed on the screen or click the link through the comment section or the comment box. So again, don't forget to make sure to evaluate the event because we would love to hear some of your feedbacks. And we would also like to present you the certificate or the e-certificate, making sure that you attended this session. So remember, the tips and strategies shared today are just the beginning, and we encourage you to apply what you have learned and continue to seek out opportunities for growth and development. So we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Rizal Technological University, especially to the CEC office, together with Sir or Engineer Armando Matias for their hard work and coordination in making this event a success. Your dedication has been instrumental and we truly appreciate everything you've done. So stay tuned for our upcoming webinars and don't forget to check our Facebook page and join us for future sessions. Jobs180.com is also looking for new team members. If you're interested, browse our job openings and submit your resume link at www.jobs180.com or through info@jobs180.com. Our program has now concluded. I'm Keisha Arceo, your host, and I'd like you to live with this thought that we only fail when we give up trying. So we look forward to seeing you again soon, and have a great day, RTU.
I see you, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. Raise the banner golden blue, keep it flying high, symbol of our pledge to you to serve our people. Give the best of what we have, talent, skills, and strength. Offer every honor back to God and country, to God and country. RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. Every knowledge we have gained, every skill we learn, and the values that we form will be our treasures. We shall meet here years from now, full of pride and joy. Break this code that nurtured us and shape our future, and shape our future. RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. RTU.